These dogs are bred for the purpose of becoming food.
Oh. Dude, I mean,
Yeah, but
what
I mean,
are you
like,
going
so
to do
I
in
would
the
just say, you know,
middle
like,
of the desert where the
definitely
only
think if,
form of
like, you're
food
really
are the
operating
camels?
with a lot
But
of
I'm a
that,
scientist
we could
by
base
Yeah.
training.
it to
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
So I
like
know too
vegetarian
much.
or vegan.
The largest group of dietitians in the world have shown
Those
through
are a bunch of loser dietitians.
loser dietitians.
Yeah.
Would you like some free-range dog meat?
No,
Why not?
I'm curious. What is this whole deal about?
We're trying to get people to understand that dog meat is delicious
Uh-huh.
and that we should all be eating dogs. So, how do you feel about that?
I don't have anything particularly against it if it is for excess.
For excess?
Dogs, that needs to be gotten rid of, per se.
These dogs are bred for the purpose of becoming food.
Oh,
Yes. So,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, some people want to eat them. I
Yeah.
personally wouldn't.
Why not?
Because dogs have a lot of, dogs are not like cows.
They're not like cows?
No.
No. Why not?
Because cows don't respond to the way the dogs do to your love and care.
Okay. How do you know that though?
You try to pet a cow, and the response is very different from.
I've pet cows before, and they're very loving. That's why I don't eat cows, but I do eat dogs.
And you don't have a problem euthanizing a dog that is.
Slaughtering a dog? Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
That's not an issue, right? It's there's no difference between a pig and a dog that makes it okay to eat one and not the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, personally, it's not for me. Not that I would say, oh, it should be banned per se.
Right.
but
Okay. But so you
it's not for me.
okay, but do you have a personal issue with eating dogs? Like.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because you see them as like a family member or something.
Yes.
Okay. So this is just a spoof.
Yeah.
We're not actually selling dog meat. We're trying to get people to understand that there's literally no difference between the animals that we love and care for.
So you're trying to make people not eat meat.
So we're trying to get people to understand that we're very disconnected from these animals that we exploit, right?
Oh, I totally agree with that.
If you go to like a cow sanctuary, you can see how they are pretty much just big dogs. Just want to play around with balls and like baby cows. If you try petting them, they will
Check out our
be
organic,
act similar
free-range
to a
dog
cat.
meat.
You know, cats they rub their
Broad
heads
selection.
at your legs and stuff. Same is true for cows. How do you feel about animal exploitation as a whole?
Oh, I don't feel good about it.
Okay, so
But having said that,
Hmm.
I don't have a problem with being non-vegetarian.
but if you truly think about it, though, if you look at it from the animal's perspective, they don't want to be enslaved and exploited and eventually sent to the slaughterhouse, right? So that's the perspective that is kind of forgotten in society. That
Yeah,
we're trying to get
I
people to.
totally agree
Yeah.
that people have become too removed from
Yeah.
the food chain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
totally agree.
Yeah.
Whether it be cows, whether it be poultry, whether any kind of.
Everybody
And from
just.
that same perspective, I would also say
Yeah.
exploitation of the land
Yeah.
for growing vegetarian food
Yeah.
in the name of having cheap food. So not just from, animals that respond.
Okay. So,
Because plants cannot respond per se.
but do you see the difference between like cutting a tomato and cutting a dog's head off? Like,
Yeah, there is a difference. There is
Yeah.
a difference, absolutely.
so
But
so you wouldn't say that it's justified to exploit animals just because we have to eat plants?
what I'm trying to say is the world doesn't need to be vegetarian just for humanitarian purpose.
We're not here to promote vegetarianism. Actually,
Okay.
we're here to promote veganism. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I know. I know what that is.
What do you think it means? Because a lot of people have this misconception about it, actually.
People who don't eat any kind of living things except plants.
Yeah, a lot of people have this misconception that it's a diet or a lifestyle. It's actually none of those things. It's actually just a moral principle. It means you reject the notion that animals are slaves and resources for humans to use in any type of way. That's all veganism is, and then certain actions naturally follow from adopting this principle. So I guess what I want to ask you is, how far are you from adopting this mindset?
I eat.
Don't think about like the diet.
Yeah.
But think about like
I'm not talking about diet.
right, but how far are you from like thinking that animals don't exist to serve humanity?
Animals have certain amount of right to be here on Earth as much as humans.
Yeah. So you would agree that animals are here with us, not for us.
Not for us, absolutely, but I would also say in the same vein that animals have been eaten by humans for thousands of years.
Yeah.
So you cannot argue with that as well, right?
But that's not really an argument. That's just like a statement, though. Like
Yeah,
it's
true,
it's
right?
true, but
Yeah.
the thing is,
So
we
how
don't
do
have
you
to exploit
argue
animals.
that?
We don't have to exploit animals. That's the thing. We live in a modern day and age where we don't have to
We
exploit
don't have to
animals.
exploit animals, so we don't have to put them in these poultries in cages that are so small they can barely move.
Yeah.
I agree.
We also don't have to breed them into existence just to deny them bodily autonomy and send them to the slaughterhouse.
We don't have to breed them in conditions that are inhuman.
Okay, but would you agree that we don't have to breed them at all?
No.
Do you think we have to breed animals into existence to exploit their bodies?
It's not to exploit. Dude, I mean, what are you going to do in the middle of the desert where the only form of food are the camels?
Yeah, so I'm not really in the desert right now. I'm trying to
Yeah.
speak to you, and you have the choice, right, to not participate in animal exploitation. So what is like stopping you personally from?
Because there are certain nutrients that you get from animals that you just cannot get from plants.
Okay, if you found out that you could get all the nutrients you need from a plant-based diet, would you then be vegan?
Yeah, I mean, I would be, but I'm a scientist by training.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know too much.
Okay, there's a bunch of scientists that knows that you can be a plant-based eater, right? The largest group of dietitians in the world have shown that
Those
through
are a bunch of loser dietitians.
loser dietitians.
Yes.
Okay, so every dietitian in the world is like a loser dietitian. 97% of
No, because 97% of the dietitians do not say
yeah.
veganism is the way to go.
No, but it's the consensus that they acknowledge that a plant-based diet is nutritionally adequate for all stages of life, including infancy and pregnancy.
It is for those who have access to good nutrition.
I've been traveling through Africa. I've been a vegan there. It's very easy.
I've been vegetarian my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's
I've been in
anything
India
wrong
as well.
with it.
But you're saying that it's not possible, but it is.
It is not possible if you are living on below poverty line.
Yeah, you're not that, I assume, right?
I'm not.
Yeah. So you have the choice to be vegan, right? You can choose
I
to.
will not raise my kid vegan because
Why not?
they cannot get the kind of nutrition they need.
But it's not about nutrition.
Sorry.
So you won't raise your child to believe that animals are not objects and resources for them. And she was like, they are loser nutritionists. and she's a scientist herself. The smartest people in the world are the ones who acknowledge that they don't know everything. But she knows everything though.
You triggered the fuck out of her, bro.